Have you ever noticed? No matter how you boil your corn, it always turns out bland, dry, and not fragrant at all, while the ones sold outside are soft, chewy, and surprisingly sweet. The truth is, it's not the corn. You're making a mistake right from the very first step. Today, I'll show you the mistakes that 90% of people make, and a simple way to boil corn that tastes even better than store-bought, without using any additives. Don't rush to boil it yet. This preparation step determines 70% of how good your corn will taste. First, cut off a small section at the base and trim away some of the outer corn silk. Not for appearance, but because corn silk is where dust, bacteria, and impurities tend to cling the most. If you leave it all on, it's not only less hygienic, but it also makes the corn harder to arrange neatly in the pot and cook evenly. But here's the biggest mistake many people make. When they bring the corn home, they peel off all the husks, thinking it makes the corn cleaner. In reality, it's the exact opposite. The corn husk is a natural, protective layer that helps retain moisture inside the kernels, prevents nutrient loss during cooking, and preserves that subtle but essential natural aroma. If you remove all the husks before boiling, the corn will dry out quickly, the kernels will shrink, and the flavor will become noticeably bland. The correct way is simple. Just remove the outer layers that are old, dry, or damaged, and keep the tender inner husk. That's what helps lock in the sweetness. What about the corn silk? Don't throw it all away. Corn silk actually contains valuable nutrients, and in traditional knowledge, it's even called longevity silk. It's no coincidence that many people use it to make herbal tea. When preparing the corn, you only need to remove the dirty outer silk that may contain dust or insect eggs. The clean inner silk, keep as much as possible. This part contributes to a very light, natural aroma that makes the boiled corn taste more authentic. Just by making this small change at the preparation stage, you'll notice your corn turns out completely different. Next comes a step that many people skip, but it actually determines both the cleanliness and the taste of your corn. After preparing the corn, place it into a basin. Add about 2 tablespoons of salt. Then pour in enough clean water to fully submerge the corn. Gently stir with your hand to dissolve the salt. At this point, you've created a solution that helps loosen dirt and impurities from tiny crevices that are invisible to the naked eye, making them easier to wash away. Place a plate, lid, or any heavy object on top to keep the corn fully submerged. This step is very important. It helps remove dirt and impurities from the gaps, while also soaking any small insects so they come out. Let it soak for 10 minutes. And here's the surprising part. After soaking, the water will turn cloudy, with tiny white and black specks floating around. That's the dirt, impurities, and even small insects hidden deep inside the husks and silk. At this point, gently rub each ear of corn with your hands to fully loosen and remove any remaining residue. It's nice to know that we see each other all over the world. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, you can subscribe by clicking the subscribe button. It's great to see your support. Then, rinse the corn under running water. By now, the corn doesn't just look clean. It's actually been cleaned from the inside out. With just this one extra step, you've removed most of the impurities that many people unknowingly consume every day. Now comes the decisive moment. Will your corn turn out sweet and tender, or bland and tough? After rinsing, arrange the corn in a pot. And here's the mistake many people make. They pour in water and start boiling right away. It sounds normal, but it actually makes the corn noticeably less delicious. Before adding water, add a small pinch of salt. Not to make it salty, but to activate the corn's natural sweetness. This isn't just a folk tip. Salt helps balance flavors and enhance the food's natural sweetness. With just a small amount, you'll notice a clear difference. Then pour in enough water to fully cover the corn. Cover with a lid and start cooking. But that's not all. Timing is the key factor. If you boil it too long, the kernels lose moisture, become tough and less sweet. If you cook it too quickly, the inside won't be fully cooked, making it firm and less fragrant. The golden timing is, after the water comes to a boil, cook for about 15 more minutes. During this time, you'll start to notice a very distinctive aroma, a light, warm sweetness that gradually fills the kitchen. That's a sign that the starch in the corn is transforming, releasing its natural flavors. And then, it's time to open the lid. A wave of steam rises up, carrying a sweet, inviting aroma, instantly satisfying from the very first moment. The corn husks will have turned a light yellow color. Remove the corn and let it drain. Wait just a little for it to cool, and you'll be ready to enjoy corn that tastes far better than the usual boiling method. When you peel back the corn kernels, you'll see plump grains that are not shriveled or dry at all. That is a sign the corn has retained its full natural moisture inside. Each golden kernel is neatly arranged like tiny pearls. The surface is smooth and slightly glossy, reflecting light gently. Just looking at it already feels juicy. Where are you watching from? Please leave a comment to let me know. Take a bite. The thin outer skin of the kernel gently breaks, and immediately you feel the soft, slightly chewy texture inside. The sweetness is not sharp or overpowering, but slow, clean, and very pure. The more you chew, the clearer it becomes. Each kernel feels like it is holding water, soft but not mushy, a nearly perfect texture. The important thing is, this sweetness does not come from any additives, but from natural sugars that have been activated in the right way. Just by changing a few small steps, you'll find that your corn tastes completely different from the usual boiling method. Just looking at it makes you want to eat it immediately, and once you do, it's very easy to want more. Don't rush to pour away the corn boiling water, because this is actually the most wasted essence. During cooking, a portion of natural sugars, water-soluble vitamins, and minerals from the corn will lightly dissolve into the water. The result is a liquid with a very gentle, clean sweetness. Not sharp, not heavy, along with a light aroma of grains, extremely soothing and natural. It is not sugar water, not industrial soft drinks, but a form of natural, light, replenishing water. When your body sweats on hot days, you don't just lose water, but also a small amount of minerals. And this water helps gently replenish a part of that, without putting stress on the body. Drinking it while warm already feels comforting. But if you let it cool and put it in the fridge, when you take a sip, a refreshing coolness instantly spreads down your throat, and the clean, light sweetness lingers, not sticky, not harsh. It doesn't just quench thirst, it also brings a very real sense of refreshment, something many bottled drinks can hardly offer. Just this small detail alone, you have turned something usually thrown away into a truly valuable summer drink. If you want to separate corn kernels intact from a boiled corn cob quickly and in a more satisfying way than the usual method, try this extremely simple trick. All you need is the handle of a spoon. Instead of removing each kernel one by one, place the tip of the spoon handle against any row of kernels and gently push along the cob. With just a light push, an entire row of kernels will pop off almost all at once. Neat, smooth, and very satisfying to watch. Once you've removed the first 1 to 2 rows, the inner kernels will be exposed. At this point, you can simply use your hand to gently roll them off, and they will come away effortlessly. The most interesting part is that the kernels often remain connected in long strips, forming beautiful golden trains of corn, something unusual and visually striking. Children especially love seeing this method. In less than a minute, the whole corn cob is completely freed. No effort needed, no broken kernels, everything stays intact and clean. It's just a small trick, but it can make corn peeling much faster and far more enjoyable. If you often cook corn, this is definitely worth trying. The video ends here. If you have any comments, please leave a comment below. If you find the video interesting, please give me a like. Don't forget to share it with your relatives and friends. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your support. Goodbye. See you in the next video.